Expectation is one of those things that we are constantly experiencing and facing, but we don't often acknowledge it or understand it. You see, with expectation, as we are going through a journey of creating the thing that you desire, creating the life that you want, even coming into the understanding of who you are, along the spiritual journey, you find that you are feeling a sense of suffering, depression, pain, anxiety, frustration, because you're not getting the thing that you want. And what I want to express to you is that it isn't the thing that you want that is causing the suffering. It isn't you not getting that thing that's causing the suffering. It is you attaching yourself to it happening a particular way that is causing the suffering. It is your expectation of that thing that is causing the suffering. And so you might be confused by that statement, but what I want you to understand is when you identify or when you expect something, you are putting pretty much everything on the line. And when I mean everything, I mean even your sense of well-being and peace. And that is where the art of manifestation gets very construed and complicated, and where we often lose out. Because when you have this idea that this is going to happen, it has to happen with a sense of desperation, then you understand and you see that when that thing doesn't go according to your limited view can see, then you panic, then you freak out, then you assume that you have failed, then you assume that all is lost. And so that creates the suffering. But if you are not having a particular expectation as to a thing, or even how the thing is materialized and expressed to you and experienced by you, then you are free to allow all aspects of who you are, including your higher mind and that infinite intelligence, what we call AKA God, right, to created by other means that is outside of your imagination currently. So what I want you to understand is when you have an expectation, and it's often easier to think about it in terms of your relationship with other people. When you have an expectation of what a person is supposed to do and they don't meet that, it is because, one, they're not you. Two, chances are you didn't communicate in good detail as to what it is you're expecting. Three, they didn't agree to that in the first place. So there are a few layers of understanding how expectation can create a sense of suffering and frustration, anger, depression, and eventually the desire to escape and quit. But you have to take full accountability for your role, and that's really all you can do is take full accountability for your role in the journey. And so as you are seeking out to get certain things or have certain experiences, you have to be flexible in terms of understanding the journey, but understanding how you communicate with all of who you are and all of everything that you're experiencing. Because there is a constant exchange that's happening. You know, as you are figuring out who you are between all of the aspects of who you are, meaning your ego, conscious mind, subconscious mind, higher mind, and then bringing those into alignment, you are then at the same time simultaneously looking at the experiences you're having and what you're seeing of the universe, and then you're trying to create something from that as well. So you see how there's a lot going on. And this is why you have to really go within first with practicing things like self-awareness, practicing things like, meditation, mindfulness, autosuggestion, self-hypnosis, affirmations, all these things to really get yourself at a space where you have clarity as to who you are before you get to really experience all the things that you want, right? Because even the idea of you desiring something, it starts with you first, right? That very statement, you desiring something, even if you say within yourself, I desire this. Well, the I must be aligned. The better I am aligned, then the better you will actually create that which you are aligning yourself with. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So this journey is really important to captivate and understand this expectation that we have. And though it is not wrong to have a sense of expectation, because that is what gets us excited. That is what gets us, motivated, sometimes nervous. Sometimes we get butterflies in our stomach. That's okay to have the experience, but you must understand the pitfalls of the experiences and recognizing that they are only temporary, especially if you choose them to be. And that is the most important part. You see, if you have an expectation of something and it doesn't go aligned with what you expected, it doesn't mean it stops there. You continue moving forward. So you continue moving forward, and then you just continue on from there, recognizing that, okay, maybe you have been more attached. Maybe you have identified too much with a particular outcome, when really, remember, it's about the journey, not the thing, right? It's not about what you manifest. It's about who you are. It's about who you understand yourself to be along this journey. So when it comes to expectation, allow yourself to be excited. Allow yourself to be joyful. Allow yourself to be a little nervous. And if it doesn't go according to plan, that's okay. Be okay with that. Just take a little bit of a moment to recognize that, okay, the disappointment that you may feel it can be identified as a choice, right? Because now it's just simply really your imagination didn't line up with the reality of what happened at the current moment. It still can happen, right? But also something better can also happen as long as you continue to move forward in the journey. So this is how you manage your expectation, because even though things are not what it is that you have expressed or desired, you can also recognize that you can still have and enjoy the moment as it is. And this is the most important part. Every moment is an opportunity for you to enjoy it as it is. As long as you are there and there is a moment, then you can choose to make that moment the best moment possible. And this is the journey of living in the now, right? This is the joy of living in the now. This is the power of living in the now. You can have ideas and expectations and imaginations about what and how you think everything is going to unfold. But the most powerful stance is to recognize that no matter how it all lays out, no matter how and no matter what happens, you get to decide how you're going to feel and who you're going to be at that moment. So to manage your expectations, you really have to be able to take a step back from what it is you expected, what actually happened, and then recognize, okay, there must be something else. And then be excited and prepared to walk into the unknown, recognizing that there lies only adventure beyond that point. Thank you so much. Feel free to go to drabundant.com, subscribe to my daily newsletter, and also get access to this free ebook, The Power Within. When you do, you will also be invited to my Manifestation Monday morning meetings at 7 a.m. So make sure you set your alarm. I look forward to seeing you there. Peace and abundance always.